Jeff Petry, Horwat, returned on Friday, has picked up an assist in both games since coming back from injury. More importantly, has 8 shots on goal in 2 games, 4 in each outing, and he gives you an actual number one defenseman. What have you thought about the return of Jeff Petry, and how important is he in this lineup now that he's come back?
It's massively important. He takes over as the top power play unit defenseman, and I think that's sort of the biggest part of his return here is that he's able to bring his shot first mentality to the power play. I mean, it was felt immediately in his first game. He took a shot on goal that bounced one way and then got to whoever scored. It's escaping me now. Rickard Rakell.
Mm-hmm.
And he picked up a secondary assist, and it's all stemming from his shot first mentality with the man advantage and bringing offense to a power play unit that, quite frankly, needed all the help it could get. Ty Smith was fine. He did okay. But, he loved that drop pass that Jesse Marshall put a phenomenal story out on that. Go read that stuff. It's better to have Jeff Petry in there. Like I said, as good as Ty Smith may have looked, he's not the ideal player for the situation. Given the situation he was in, he was thrust right into it immediately. He didn't have time to sort of grow into it. It was, here's your one practice. We're going to healthy scratch you for a game to get in another practice, and here you go. Have fun. You're playing top line minutes. You're playing in the first power play unit. Become Chris Letang for us. No, it's just not going to happen to the 22-year-old. And he's been healthy scratched since, but I mean, Jeff Petry coming back in and assuming his position again. We would have questioned Jeff Petry on this team a couple years ago, but I think things have changed. He's a much different player. I believe that helps this team way more than he hurts it, and it's good to have that analytically perfect line almost of him and Pettersson put together again.
Yeah, the biggest thing with Jeff Petry, whenever he went down with an injury, we said is, Jeff Petry being here and playing the way that he had, especially with Marcus Pettersson, which is great to see those two back on the ice together again. The biggest thing was it's allowing Chris Letang to not have to play 27 minutes a night. Yeah. And when he went down, we said, man, this is going to be a lot of work for Chris Letang again, and that's not what you want. And then, of course, Chris Letang goes down, and you're looking around saying, well, we don't know what to do now that both guys are out. But getting Jeff Petry back is huge. You can just tell by the command that he has with the puck and the command that he has on the ice how much of a next level he is at. And there's a reason he's the highest paid defenseman on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Not to say that he's better than Chris Letang, but you allow that much money for a slot like that because you can trust him to be that number one guy. He has the pedigree of a number one guy. He was that last season for the Montreal Canadiens when Shea Weber went down and has yet to return. But he brings a level that none of these other guys, especially on the right side, can really touch except for Chris Letang. And you can tell that was sorely missed. And getting him and Jari, who we'll talk about in a second, back at the same time just exponentially increases the odds of having good defensive hockey and keeping the other team below 3 goals a game, which they were able to do the last 2 games. I think Petry and Pettersson is a phenomenal pairing. I think Mike Sullivan would be an idiot to separate them, which he hasn't yet. So cheers to him for that. And really, I think the biggest thing you mentioned on the power play is Jeff Petry has that veteran swagger that says, you know what, I don't want to make the drop pass because I know better right now in this situation. I'm not going to just do what I'm told because I have the leash to be able to make a mistake. Whereas Ty Smith, you make a mistake. We saw it so many times with younger players who haven't gained Sullivan's trust yet. You make that mistake, you might not get another chance. I mean, look at Juuso Riikola, who's over in Europe again because he made probably one mistake every game, and that was enough for Mike Sullivan to say, yeah, not on my team. Sorry. So Petry has the leash to be able to say, hey, you can trust me. I've been in this position a long time. I'm going to go out there. I might make a mistake, but 9 times out of 10, this season at least, Jeff Petry is making the right call, and it has added to the power play. Whereas Ty Smith probably went out there and said, I'm going to do exactly what you tell me to do every single time because I want to earn a spot on this team. And going off on my own and then making the mistake, that's a great way to get sent back to the Wilkes-Barre.